Yeah, move,
Right here?
right, sit there.
Okay.
That's perfect,
That's
thank
high
you.
enough where it goes to the top.
I'm typing, that's one reason I'm moving, so I'll have more life.
Okay.
I'll put my office in my house. What?
Could we open with a prayer? I haven't done a prayer with you for so long.
Oh, I would love to.
Okay, good, thank you. So if we'll just close our eyes and just relax just for a moment. As we give you thanks, dear God, for this beautiful evening. For the coming together in friendship and understanding. For the wonderful experiences with our intellect as well as with our intuitiveness. Help us to understand that which is placed before us. We sit here and we communicate, and it's as though we are sitting before a giant smorgasbord of life. And we ask that the messages of truth and light open this pathway of light for us, that we can go forward and do the things that we must do, that you would have us to do, that will help us to grow and to learn. Be with Nancy now as she communicates with the other side. Open up our hearts and our minds that we may listen and learn. Be with us all in this way, in this beautiful evening. Amen.
How come we stopped doing that?
I don't know,
So when did you start doing that again?
just now, as far as you're concerned,
Do I need it?
no.
I'm probably
think
the
we
few
all
people
need
that like it.
We all need it. We all need it. And I think there's maybe a certain reverence that it brings into the room, a spirituality that it brings into the room, a strength that it brings into the room, you know. We can see better and hear better.
Well, I'm God-centered for sure. Anyway, I'm God-centered. This is one, I just noticed this book, and a lot of the problems that people have in asking about me to be more intuitive is learning to focus. Like if you want to do psychometry, they ask me how to do that. How do I do what I do? And do they need to meditate 4 hours at a time? Of course not. You have to learn to meditate just so you know what it feels like to off-shift from what we call the conscious moment of when I'm talking to you. And as many times as you see me work, I don't recognize you, maybe it's because of the hat, but have you seen me in groups very often?
I was at the psychic fair that time. That was
That's
the
all.
only time I've seen
If you
you, and
watch
I
me
was
work-
listening to you talk.
If you watch me work, it's like people watch me. My eyes aren't real straight. You have to go like this to make them straight.
Yeah.
But they do shift. It's like people say she's looking at something, but we don't know what it is. If my eyes go blind, that's a form of meditation. I'm probably one of the fastest meditators I know. I can go from here, all right, I know you people, black hat, boom, that's all. And what it is a means of concentration. And so we have Nostradamus that looked into a black dish. We have the Greeks and their women, I don't know what they were called. Do you remember what they were called? Women who foresaw people's fortunes. And they were oracles, thank you, that looked into the dish. And I don't know who he's making reference to. But the means of this is not necessarily for you to see information as much as it allows you to block out all the room so that your concentration is where it's supposed to be, whether you pick time or somebody else. So as with some of the classes I teach to people I'm familiar, they say, well, I'm using tarot cards, you have a problem with that? And I says, whatever it takes for you to focus. It doesn't matter what medium you use. You can hold on to a yank of hair, a necklace, tarot cards, gaze into a black mirror or a bowl of water or tea leaves, as long as you have some means of blocking out the world. Now, of course, the tea leaves, I should go back and say, they see patterns in that, as well with cards or deck of cards. But the black oracles, the oracles that looked into the black dishes or the black bowls of water would be the same thing, and that's what this is about. So there's all kinds of ways that people, I don't see anything else on there that caught my eye. But that caught my eye because people are asking me, well, Nancy, if I want to become you, how do I get started? It doesn't matter the medium.
How about I go opening the third eye?
Well, that's what I'm talking about, is off-shifting from a everyday conscious look of things to a meditative focus. That's opening the third eye. Same principle. If you don't learn to focus, you'll never get to where you're going. And that focus can be broken if you lose confidence. So I had 3 ladies come to me the other day, and they're taking class with someone in town, and the people say you can't practice unless you're in the room. Well, that's baloney. You have to practice 1 or 2 times a day. If you want to become me, you have to be me. You have to practice all the time. Of course, you want to take it to this extent, that's one thing. But if you want to help your family and friends, you have to have access to a means of doing it every day. Even if you only answer questions for yourself.
I was asking about out of body.
Whom? Who? Oh, out of body?
Her name, yeah.
Linda?
Yeah, Linda.
Astral travel.
Yeah. Tell her.
What was your question? Or do you want to know how to do it? Been doing it? You don't want to control?
Well, it's been, I've been reading all these books, I've been following directions, I made a tape that I'm supposed to listen to before bedtime.
Okay.
I feel like I'm reasonably able to focus.
There's 2 or 3 different
Concentrate.
theories on this. First off, Soul Traveler is a new book out.
And I read that.
That's good. This man claims he had trauma in his life. Electrical charges disjointed him. There's another book that's really good. It's Far Journeys and Journeys Out of the Body by Robert Monroe. My favorite books. Edgar Cayce talked about out-of-body travels. There's 2 or 3 different ways, so I'll explain all of them. Okay. First off, if you have a trauma as a child, it's like an epileptic seizure, but it's not. The electrical chargings in your mind disrupt the conscious and unconscious parts of our body, and you can step out of it but without control. So what they were talking about is some of the experiences, trying to think of when you go to sleep at night, electrical charges, when you relax, in between from the alpha and the beta state is a transitional state. And at those times, the electrical charges could knock you out of your body, and that's from an accident or trauma. And remember he said in Soul Traveler he would get vibrational, and all of a sudden he'd be out of his body? Okay, that's a trauma experience. Remember he was talking about he had trauma as a child?
The paralysis.
He had a paralysis, and that was an injury. So that injury led him to be able to do it more. Okay, Robert Monroe and some of those other people say if you lay in bed and feel a wave, what you're doing is having a wave go through your body, and you're getting used to the feeling of your energy balling up and traveling, and it allows you to step out of your body by going this way. Now what they don't explain is you can leave your body half different ways. I've seen people sit up in their body. I've seen people flow out of their body attached to their feet. I've seen people leave through their head. I've seen people roll over. Okay, I leave through my shoulders. So we all do it different. And while I got to feeling it, is I'll sit here like this, and it's almost like a hiccup, but not quite. I go, and I seem to roll right out of my back. And I can poop right up to the shoulders and go, I feel like I just go, whew, just like that. So I think it's unique to every individual, as unique as these shirts, though they're the same tonight. You girls are really tapped into each other. You couldn't got any closer, unless you bought the same shirt at the same store.
Ask if they blend them. They wouldn't know.
Now give me a break, their spirits are talking all all the way over here. So there's half a dozen different ways. I had a lady tell me she used to sit down, get real sleepy, and the minute she started getting sleepy, she would step out of her body. Okay? Huh? I evidently been doing it because I used to feel myself traveling, floating above trees, the sense of flying, and I'd take trips.
In your dreams?
No, I'd have waking dreams. Mostly at night when I was sleeping. You ever laid in bed and crashed? You're awake. That's what we call.
Yeah.
That's a bad landing.
What do you mean?
Bad landing. You know, there's that 9-minute paralysis that we go through. We're laying like this. If you move a finger, your spirit goes back to the body, and it's not aligned the same.
So during that time, you're out there floating
Yeah,
around?
you sure are. You're not home, honey.
The noise can bring you back, or
Yeah.
somebody calling your name.
Right. Anything.
Hearing
Anything.
the crash, you know, like...
You wake up.
All of a sudden, it's like electrical charges. Exactly. And I used to explain that. I could hear the zip, zip, zip in my head, like...
Well, that's
I don't know
the
if that's
speed of
what-
sound going by your ear. So you would hear yourself suck back into your body, And if you crashed, what was happening is you were now lying to your body.
Because a lot of people do all of this stuff and they don't know they do it.
Don't
Yeah,
do it.
because
They really
when I
don't know they're
sleep,
doing it.
I think you're doing it, Linda.
I haven't had any conscious experience at all. This is
She
really
wants to do it.
getting me to the point where I'm getting really frustrated.
Well, then you need to relax.
I
Just
would,
relax.
I think I'm actually, I actually do, you know, like, I think a couple nights ago, it was like I was really relaxed, and I was kind of like, well, I should be able to do this now, you know? And, I mean, there's been a few points recently where I really felt like there was no reason, there was nothing stopping me, and yet I could not seem to do this, and I'd like to know why, you know, what's going on? Why?
I don't know. I think it sometimes is, I don't know the catalyst. I don't know the catalyst. But I think you've been doing it, and the minute we try, we don't. And the minute we don't try, because then we do it.
Maybe she's thinking too much.
Possible.
Well, the books that I've been reading say that you're supposed to focus and you know, actually visually project, and there's I've been reading one book that says you're supposed to really visually project doing this. I mean, you're told to put an effort into this, you're told to put a conscious effort into this.
Yeah, but you have to remember the people that's writing the books are telling you how they do it, but it's not that.
It doesn't tell me how I do it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Right.
my other question would be,
Except we're more unique than
I
we
guess,
realize.
is my sister here?
Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I'm sorry, you haven't really started, have you?
No, I've been talking to you about what you, and then I turn a
Okay.
different switch on.
I'm
Why
sorry.
do you want to ask about your sister?
Well, she said she was gonna come and get me, and she hasn't, and I was curious as to why.
I think she has been getting you, and that's not remembering the trips. Because I feel like you have been at night. She's at night picking you up out of your body. Now, I really believe this is possible. Diane in the Bay Area says she's done this with friends. And I've got to ask her to do
I
it
don't
with me.
remember any of it. I mean, it's like, you know, and part of my tape that I've been listening to every night, one of the suggestions is that I will remember everything.
I don't have the answer, but I feel like you are doing it. Seems like I can see her reach right in and pull you out of the body. What?
question, if we're dreaming like that we're flying, is that the same
Yeah,
thing?
that's you out of your body.
Oh, I do
Oh,
that. Where do I
no.
go?
That's what I think a lot of people do a lot of this stuff and they don't
Well, I'm
know
also
it.
dreaming
They just
too.
always have done it, and they don't know.
You know, when it first occurred to me and was doing it, the first few times I was really conscious of it. I don't know what the trigger was from being not remembering to remembering. And I was in a tree with leaves, and I remember looking down and saying, I was conscious of the thought, I'm flying because I'm recognizing these as leaves, and I'm really far from the ground. And I thought, now how am I going to get back? And I remember leaping or feeling of leaping, which must be a floating, from the tree to a fence to a building. It's like I knew I wasn't in the body, and it was amazing to me.
See, what I tell myself is, when I know I can fly, I say, I must be dreaming because I can fly.
Say I'm flying.
And I fly all over the place.
I know this is possible. I've had not readings. I've read of accounts of people who floated above their house to the fire station and hear a fire station go somewhere, and then they'd go back and they find they had a call during the middle of the night.
I don't know if she could prove it, it's just like you're talking about, someplace familiar where she would know the surroundings, go there.
To go there when I'm flying. See, I don't even think
We're
about
jumping
it.
past what your needs are. What we're trying to do is, what we've been through, and thank you for your input, is that we're bragging about doing it and you're sitting there getting frustrated. I really don't know what the catalyst is. I don't know.
Okay, one thing that occurred to me would it be useful at all to get into lucid dreaming? Because
Possibly.
there was, you know, I read the book on this, but there's also like a little device that's supposed to be able to help trigger this. And
What
it's like
device is that?
$250 for this little device, and it's like, well, that's a lot of money, but
I can go over
if
kick
it
you in the
would
leg for
help-
250.
But if it would be useful in helping to accomplish this, then I would be willing to spend the money, and I don't know if it would be or not.
I don't think so. I think if you practice, I would probably give it much more time than what you're allowing. More often, more months. I don't think it can happen immediately. Lucid dreaming is when you dream and you want to take control of your dream, and you try to raise your hand and look at your hand.
Yeah.
Right.
That's lucid. Once you do that, you are controlling your environment. But I don't know what the trigger is. My girlfriend Diana, I think she had a trauma. But I can't tell you what it is. I'm not about to hit you in the head so that you can do this.
Right.
I was very gifted before I had cancer. And I suspect all the cancer stress and then divorce stress 6 months later was the absolute catalyst for my being able to do what I am. But I was very gifted before, because I would save myself from Afro's ice cream parlor and da-da-da-da-da, did all kinds of bizarre things. But this is really way above that. So, yeah, there's trauma for people who are really into it, but I think that's also the divine order. Meaning, I don't know what free will we have at times. I don't mean to argue about anything. But then, if you're supposed to mean that you leave your body, then you set up prior to your own birth, I will do this at this time in my life, I'll do that. So there's a path of what you're to follow, and if you're not supposed to go now, and now, then you can go here, then you need to follow this path and do exactly what you're going through. Can't make it hurry, unfortunately. Little impatient that you are.
I don't know, 20 years impatient.
Yeah, I know it. I was 42 when I entered this environment.
Yeah.
So a lot of us, you think, oh, it's why you taking so long? Well, shoot, I don't think most of us are ready. See, you're just now getting your freedom. You're just now getting your life in order, where your life force is even soft and pliable. You know, soft and, huh?
We go through the time when we're really into the physical.
Huh?
It's important, their job or kids or, a lot of things are important. And then finally we get to a place where it's like, I did all those things, I want to do something else now.
I think she's doing exactly what you're doing. And your spirit is getting happier and freer.
What are you who's she?
You, I meant you, she is, meaning you.
For what?
You're getting to a time when your spirit is going to be freer and happier. And I think that you're creating all the stress of your life up to this point has not been conducive to doing what you want to do. And I think you're getting happier and more rested and freer. And then I think your energy's changing. Maybe you'll have more control month from now, maybe. It's only been a month, 2 months since you've changed everything.
Yeah.
And so you want immediate responses. Laugh about that.
Well, I got a couple more questions
Okay.
too. Is my sister around? How's she doing?
Oh, I don't understand. What's her name?
Karen.
Some of the issues of things I worried about have been occurring to me lately. And she's showing me issues or feels of chubbiness and issues of mother or something. She shows me her being poured into a dress, a tight dress. And she's trying to work through a worrying or thinking about some of the things and the problems that she left behind. It's time I start thinking through some of the things I thought about before I left. I have no idea what that means. Does that make any sense to you? I wish you'd explain it. I think it does, because she makes me think that her life wasn't full of bowl of cherries. And for the last 2 years she's been gone now, she's not been paying attention to her business. And I don't know what she means by that, but I would think it would not. She's been not thinking about the life she left and resolution to issues. And it's occurring to her to work on things now.
I had one question. I don't mean to cause any rifts or anything like that, Karen, but I was kind of wanting to get a hold of Charlie, and because he was getting into. When I talked to him a long time ago, he was wanting to get into directing films, and I thought it might be useful to try and keep in touch with him. And he's no longer at the phone number that he used to be at, and I was wondering if this would be useful to try and find him, or should I just forget about it altogether?
She says forget about him.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. Who is he?
Well, he was an old boyfriend of hers, but he was really nice to talk to. I really enjoyed talking to him. But it was kind of like, well, it seemed like he was trying to make an effort to, get connected into the film industry, and I thought it might be useful for me to,
She makes me think that he's not a happy man or well man.
I wouldn't be surprised about that.
I don't know if
So,
my sense is he's not happy, and I don't know that he can help you. So you're finding him and asking would put him on the spot.
Okay.
I want you to ask the universe that if it's meant to be, that he is to knock on your door. The connections, I want the angels to work for you and bring to you the person that you need.
Okay.
I want you to ask. You
Oh,
need it.
I'm sorry.
I want you to ask. I can't ask for you.
Yes.
You're not paying attention.
I'm sorry. When,
I want you to ask the universe to create opportunity to have someone find you. I want the
I want the universe to create the opportunity for the right person to find me.
Correct. Ask in the way you would ask, not the way I would ask.
Okay. I had one other
Okay.
question. An acquaintance of mine, who actually was one of my customers, but he was a really nice person, died about a month ago.
Really?
Not too long ago. His name is Jim.
Okay.
And I was really curious. He was in a whole lot of pain for the last year, and I only found out about it like last spring, and then I didn't hear anything more. I didn't even see him back then. I was wondering how he was doing.
A woman greeted him. I get two things. I get that he had a disease,
Yeah.
but they thought it was okay or under control, and it surprised them that he left. Do you know about that?
He had cancer for a year.
I know, but did they think they had it under control? He tries it. I get
He
the
tried
sense.
several different things, and I think he thought for a while he was doing better, but...
Yeah, it surprised him that he left as quick as he did, after trying or doing what he thought he should do. So he's being taken care of. It's in a form of grieving, because he just is. Just to take.
Do you see him? Or?
And now I get a sense of woman talking to me, kind of a smaller woman. So I take it to be whoever greeted him is talking to me. I don't see him at all.
How's he doing?
He's grieving his death. And people can do that it's only been a month.
Yeah.
I think he was surprised he died quickly when he thought he was trying everything he could.
Yeah.
He thought he'd had longer. I think my sense is, he had less than a month. All of a sudden he was told he was going to die, and he had a month to put his, 3 or 4 weeks to put his life in order so he could die, and it really upset him.
He didn't put any of his life in order.
He died really fast then. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so he's grieving that.
Hmm.
Maybe it was a week I get it. Maybe I misunderstood that. Maybe he only had notice of it, not a week.
No, he went really quickly over, I think, about a month period.
Well, then that's what she's telling, whoever's talking to me. Who are you? I don't know. Looks like
he was doing
Caucasian.
pretty good, and then all of a sudden, it was like went downhill really fast.
Well, that's why he's grieving. Because that month, he said he had a month, or she did. Who's talking to me? Whatever. This woman's saying he had a month, and he was trying to put his end date. That's okay.
Was
We all.
he aware at all of me when I was seeing him in the hospital?
I don't have a sense of that.
I didn't think he did. He was totally out of it. It was only a couple days before he died.
Sometimes the spirit is standing there watching, but I don't have a sense of him doing that. I don't know where his spirit was.
He was on a lot of things.
Tough. Okay. Yes.
Good question.
Yes. What's your first name again?
Sue.
Hello, Sue. And the pretty hat.
Thank you. I have a sister that I've never met. My mother gave her up from adoption
Really? Before or after your birth?
after my birth.
Really?
And she's 2 years younger. My
Mm-hmm.
mother said she was raped by my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And,
She had red hair like you?
this is bottled hair.
Really? But was she a redhead?
My mother's a redhead, yeah.
I think the girl's a redhead too.
Really?
Yeah, it's interesting you have red hair.
Do you see, what she looks like, or do you see where
She's a little taller than you. You're a petite woman, aren't you?
Yeah.
She feels a little larger, a little taller than you, and she has the reddish hair, like you. Personality-wise, I think she's a pretty strong personality. Feels like she's married, has kids. Why don't you try to find her?
I don't know her name for sure.
Ooh, ouch. And your mom? No.
My mom,
If I could get names, I'd be charging $1,000 an hour.
yeah, my mom, we don't talk.
That's too bad. That's too bad. I think she's a really nice lady. I think you would like her. Different personalities. You are not similar. You're not similar at all. She's married, feels like a brown-haired man. Feels like she's got 2 younger kids.
Can you sense where?
What state do you know she was born in?
Chicago, Illinois.
I think she lived a couple of different places, southwest of Chicago and directly east of Chicago. So I don't know which one is which. What, you got east of Chicago?
Iowa or Ohio, those are the two.
Yeah.
That's,
Really?
and it's kind of funny, because that's, in Iowa, of course, is southwest of Chicago.
Mhm.
Ohio is
East.
east, yeah.
I go,
And I feel Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohio.
Give it a week find.
well, I can't go back to the hospitals and,
You know what? She was adopted out. Now, my grandmother, when she was alive, she said that my mother the doctor who delivered her adopted her. So I don't think they went through the legal channels.
but she'd have to have a birth certificate.
Yeah, and all the records were burnt in a fire in Chicago. For adoption records, if they were legal.
Really?
I tried to contact the doctor.
So what you want to do is go to the county courthouse, the county recorder's office,
Mhm.
find the building, find the time frame you think, find out what doctors were on call during that time period. Find out who built the building, who owned it, who governed the building, who was in charge of the doctors, who owned the building, all that you can find. You can find the doctors in charge at the time of the sister's birth if you have any time. So what you have,
Going through the county.
you have, absolutely, go find out who owned the building, what street, what, da-da-da-da-da.
It was the same hospital that's on my birth certificate.
See, so you can go back and find, even though if it burned down, you should be able to find the doctors that were on,
Well, no, the files were all burnt down.
nothing.
And I know from the years of 1950 to 55, they
I'm-
said,
But you know, the doctor,
yeah, it's
adopted
on
it?
my birth certificate.
Then call them up.
I've sent letters, I've tried to.
What?
And they don't.
What are you talking about?
Oh, please tell me.
What?
What? Oh, your
Oh.
stomach's growling? I think that's where you got to do search. Or go on the internet and try to find the doctor.
I think they.
I call Mom Tel Williams.
Really?
There you
I
go.
thought about
I
that.
mean, you know, it's like
I
they need to be
thought
able to
about
find
that,
everybody.
and I joined Alma. I was able to find my biological father in Alma.
Okay, I want to say one more thing. Even though it burnt down, that woman is entitled to a birth certificate.
Exactly.
So I think you need to still start where I told you to start, county records. Because they would have recreated those records,
This
huh?
also has a social security number too. It has to have one.
Right.
That would have been gifted.
Yeah, but what last
At that
name?
birthday.
What birth name? I think her name at birth was given Marie or Maria.
Well, we don't, I wouldn't know a name.
Yeah. And
What'd you
then-
say, Ollie, one more time?
Her social security.
But she wouldn't have social security number.
So she could trace it down at the hospital and she could get a social security number.
They don't give certificate.
They don't
So
They
give
don't
it out.
give it, they don't give it, but they do according to the birth and the date and everything. And she would have to do some kind of affidavit or something.
So
It
the
has
social
to be
security number
filed.
is tied to the birth and the date?
Well,
I don't think
it's
so.
It's not tied to it, but it would still, there'd have to be on file, all of it.
I was,
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't given
But I
a
couldn't get into it.
social security number until I was 16.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
me
have
neither.
to apply for it. It depends on when the parents do that.
Yeah. So she was born during the same time though, 1950, did you
She
say?
was born 52.
Don't give up. There's ways to do, there's even out there, how to be your own private investigator.
I know, I was gonna take those classes.
You need to do that, because I think that'd be really fun.
Because I love to do.
Right, and that's where the books came from.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I was seeing this guy
Mhm.
about a week ago, and he said he'd call me back.
Don't count on it.
Why did he change his mind? I just want to see.
I think he just changed his mind. I don't think he had a good reason. I think it was like his intention was, but he went, oh, I don't know if I can follow through on it. He didn't call you.
Yeah, he said, I'll call you tomorrow, but he also wanted me to call him.